Remember these enemies from Mario Odyssey? Did you notice that they start humming famous Nintendo tunes when you go near them? Or, when you played Breath of the Wild, did you notice the music references not only Breath of the Wild's story, but the lore of the entire Zelda series? You see, Nintendo often hides little secrets and Easter eggs in their music, and today I want to round up 7 of my favourite of these musical secrets. In the words of Mario himself, let's go. Number 1. First off, let's talk about The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. At the beginning of the game, Link awakens from a deep sleep, only to meet this mysterious old man, who teaches him and the player how to play. But before long, the old man reveals his true identity. He is actually the King of Hyrule. And take a listen to the musical jingle that plays when he tells you who he really is. If you've played A Link to the Past, that should sound familiar, as it is the Hyrule Castle theme from the game. Which makes total sense, as Hyrule Castle is the very place where the King of Hyrule lives. In other words, the music from this scene is shifting to reveal the king's identity at the same time he reveals it to the player. Number 2. Next up, let's move on to Super Mario Odyssey from 2017. One of the coolest areas from the game is New Donk City, the Mario version of New York. And the mayor of this city is Pauline, who originated from the arcade game Donkey Kong back in 1981. Bringing her back as the mayor is a cool enough reference on its own, seeing as this whole city is themed around that original arcade game. But if you talk to Pauline, she'll mention that it's her birthday, and your job is to find Pauline a birthday present. Around New Donk City, various presents are scattered about. But take a listen to the sound effect that plays when you pick up one of these presents. Now, if you've played the original Donkey Kong arcade game, that might sound familiar. It's actually the sound effect that plays when Mario picks up an item. Here's the sound in Mario Odyssey once more. Bringing back this retro sound effect is a really neat way of subtly reminding the player of that original Donkey Kong arcade game. Number 3. While we're on the topic of Super Mario Odyssey, we have another Easter egg to talk about, and it's in the game's World Select menu, where you pick which of the game's kingdoms you want to visit. Take a listen to the music that plays on this menu at the beginning of the game. And then, listen to how it sounds when you've unlocked all 17 kingdoms. That's right. As you progress through Super Mario Odyssey, unlocking more and more kingdoms, the map screen music gradually evolves, adding more and more instruments throughout your journey. It's a subtle touch, but it adds to the feeling of progression in a very cool way. Number 4. Next, let's talk about a different kind of Mario game, Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, this game is all about exploring a haunted hotel, but the Easter egg we're talking about is from before it becomes haunted. At the very beginning of the game, Luigi, Mario, Toad, and Peach are travelling by minibus to what they think is a luxury hotel. And when the bus arrives, you're able to explore the lobby of this hotel a little. And when you go up to the different characters in this area, like Mario and Peach, the background music subtly incorporates their character themes. So here's the normal music for the lobby area. And then listen to what happens when I walk up to Princess Peach. Do you recognize that? It's Peach's castle from Super Mario 64. Or listen to when I head over to Mario instead.
Yum!
Now you can hear the ground theme from Super Mario Bros. Now, the music also changes when you talk to Toad, Helen Gravely, the game's villain, and even when you go up to the front desk of the hotel. Just thinking about how much work went into melding these pre-existing melodies with the lobby's chord progression makes my head hurt. And that's especially impressive considering how brief your time in this part of the game actually is. What amazing attention to detail. Number 5. Coming back to Super Mario Odyssey, there's actually another clever musical trick here that I want to talk about. But this time, it's not in New Donk City, but instead the desert part of the game, called the Sand Kingdom. This kingdom features a really cool enemy called Moais, based on the Moai head statues that can be found on Easter Island. Now, much like most enemies from Super Mario Odyssey, the Moais can be taken over and controlled by Mario. And as you walk around inhabiting the body of this enemy, if you listen closely, you can start to hear a song being hummed. Did you recognize that? It was actually the beginning of the ground theme from the original Super Mario Bros. Take a listen to the humming again. But that's not all. These Moais can actually hum 5 different songs, though they can be a little hard to hear. Alongside the Super Mario Bros. Ground theme, there's Princess Peach's theme from Super Mario Bros. Here's the original theme. And the Moai version. Then there's the ending theme from Super Mario World. Here's how the original song goes. And here's the hummed version. Then there's Gusty Garden Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy. Here's the original theme. And here's the Moai hum. And then there's one last song. And nobody seems to know what that song is. I've listened to it again and again, and I just can't work it out. And I've seen posts online going back 4 years where people are asking what this mysterious 5th song is. I've transcribed the tune as best I can. So, if you recognise what this mysterious final song is, let me know in the comments below, because this is one Easter egg that remains a mystery to me. Number 6. Next, let's talk about Mario Kart 8. In the course Super Bell Subway, you race in and around a subway track where actual trains are running. Now, the course is split into 2 parts, the overground and the underground part. And these 2 parts make really clever use of music. Let me show you. This is the music that plays in the overground section. And then, when you go underground, the music smoothly transitions into the underground version of the theme. It's a really great use of adaptive music, which is something that Nintendo uses a lot. But the reason I like this example in particular is because of how the underground version of the music sounds. Notice a familiar motif here? That's right, the bass line from the underground theme of Super Bell Subway is actually ripped straight out of Super Mario Bros.' iconic underground theme. This is, I think, a really clever use of leitmotif, which ties together the underground aspect of these 2 different games. Number 7. Lastly, there's another secret from Breath of the Wild that I want to talk about. But first, we actually have to rewind back to another Zelda game, that being Skyward Sword. Now, in Skyward Sword, we're introduced to Fi, who is the spirit of the Master Sword. Here's what her theme sounds like. Now, according to the story of the Zelda series, Fi is actually inside the Master Sword in every other Zelda game. And in Breath of the Wild, if you listen closely, you can actually hear Fi's theme woven into a few different pieces of music which revolve around this legendary sword. Take a close listen. So, although Fi never appears in person in any Zelda games other than Skyward Sword, this musical reference was likely included by the game's composers to remind us that Fi is still there, her spirit residing within Link's legendary sword. By the way, if you enjoyed hearing about these secrets, I talked about another 6 Nintendo music Easter eggs a couple of months ago, so check out that video if you haven't seen it. And thanks so much for watching to the end. Subscribe to see more little-known nuggets of Nintendo history. See you next week. Bye!